Hi, Ahmed.
Hello. How are you today?
Great. Feeling excited about our week 5 episode. And today we will speak about attitude, such an important topic.
I love to talk about attitude because this is one of the bases and the fundamentals for success. And this is, you cannot ever find some successful person without a great attitude.
Very true. When the person has positive attitude, he has positive results. And when he has negative attitude, he will have negative results.
I would love to start today's episode with a great quote from Gibran Khalil Gibran. He's a Lebanese. I'm Lebanese. That's why I love to talk about this person. And he said that your living is determined not so much by what you bring, what life brings to you, as by the attitude you bring to life. Not so much by what happens to you, as by the way your mind look at what happens. So it's all about you. It's all about what's within you. And through all our previous episodes, all the things that we're working on are from inside. And the first step for the change is to make a shift from inside. And today we'll be discussing the attitude and we'll go very deep, first to understand ourselves more and more, and how to create a shift in our attitude, because it's not easy. We'll try to simplify it. Otherwise, you'll see everyone is successful in this world. It needs some effort, but it's not impossible. You have to do the work so it works.
Yes, I also like quote of old Nightingale, and he said that your attitude towards yourself and towards life will determine attitude towards you. So yes, this is important to understand that it is us who give the meaning to things and situations. Yes, and when we give right meaning, which will be aligned with the results we want to get, this is more likely that we will get those results.
As you said, Elena, just we're talking not in any attitude. We are talking about world-class attitude, because we set world-class goals, and world-class goals requires and demands world-class attitude. And this attitude will impact all our aspects of life. So I want everyone who's watching us to write down his goal or her goal. Okay, we're talking about an extraordinary goal, not an average goal, not a good goal, an extraordinary, a world-class goal, and start rating themselves in their aspects of life, about their families, about their relationships, about their friends, about their health, about their financials. So let them, everyone ask themselves about their attitude towards all those aspects of life, about their business, about their career, if they are in the career in the world, corporate world, or regarding their environment which they are in, regarding their personal growth, are they investing in themselves, and even the romantic life that they have. So this attitude is impacting everything in your life. Just rate yourself from 1 to 10 and start questioning what is the first thing you have to start working on from today, so you could create a massive quantum leap, a shift in your life. Which aspect of your life, if you start working on it, which aspect, which attitude that you have to be working on, because you cannot change everything, because you'll feel overwhelmed and you will not do, you end up doing nothing. Once you decide your goal based on the purpose and the vision, then you decide which aspect of your life you should be starting working on. And your attitude is going to determine where you want to go. It's going to determine your results. It's all your results depends on your attitude. And at the same time, you need skill set. I didn't say that you miss skill set, but even if you have the skill set, but you don't have the right attitude, you'll not do well. So you need those both two components to be a very successful person.
Let's speak about some examples of of the attitude. Yes, so people who listen to us can reflect on that. Attitude is our perception, yes, and how we look at things. For example, when we see the challenge, we can think how bad it is, yeah, why it is happening to me, and I can never come out of this situation. Or another way, your attitude can be such a good situation that it happened to me now, so I can learn the lesson and not repeat the same mistake, and will not cause even bigger situation, even worse situation than this one. Yes, also attitude about people. Some situation happens with communication with other people. And again, the person says something, and first reaction or attitude can be how that person can said something. And you can start judging him and feeling superior over that person, yes. Or another attitude towards this person could be, yes, he said that, I understand this happened, he said that, but maybe something happened, maybe he had some tragedy in his family, or maybe something wrong happened that he said this at this situation. Yes, so we can come with empathy and understanding that something can happen that the person behaved or said something. Yes, so you can see that the situation is the same, but the way how we look at things is very different. And how we look at things is usually projection to the world, what is going inside of us. People who are critical and judge themselves more likely will also be critical and judge other people and judge other situations. So this is important to start from within and learn step by step how I can have different attitude to these different things, because if we have negative attitude, we lose a lot. We can lose relations, we can lose opportunities, and we harm ourselves the most.
As you said, based on what you said, that's why attitude is the fundamental and the foundation of either success or failure. And that's why it's all within you, because everything is around us, have the good in it and have the bad in it. It depends on your perception and your point of view. So I want everyone who's listening to us, based on their goals, because really big things ahead, just I want them to think of what is the biggest challenge, whether it's in their business or in their career or whatever it is, which any aspects of life, where is the main challenge that they are facing that is holding them back from reaching their goal. Once they set the situation, because I want them, it's only changing the point of view and making the shift, because the attitude applies where there's a law here. It's called the law of polarity. In each situation, you have the positive and the negative in it. You have the good in it and you have the bad in it. It depends on your attitude at what thing, at what is the part that you're looking at. And it depends on you. And that's what defines your attitude. And that's what leads us, what leads to most of the people, instead of responding, they react, which is once there's any situation around them, they just go on like in fire. They start reacting. I've been there. I was someone like this attitude, but the change must come from inside. And don't wait until the outside change, until your wife change, until your friend change. You must change first. Then once you change from inside, it will be reflected through the environment around you outside. So the attitude starts with thinking. Attitude starts with thinking. You must begin to think Most people don't think, or they thinking they are thinking, but they are not. And that's why they define that success is 5% strategy, whatever your strategy it is. It's a 95% is mindset. So it's how you see the things. Do you see a situation around you, whatever is holding you back? Just write it down. Do you see it as a problem? Are you a problem seeker? Or you see it as a challenge? Or you see it as an opportunity to grow? That's how you have to impress the change, and you have to impress those opportunities so you can grow, to move to a new person, to move to a new identity, to move to a new version.
Yes, and it is okay to be negative for a second. Yes, because it is normal when something happens. For example, if you put the hand on the hot stove, yes, you feel that pain, but that pain is just for 1 second, it is necessary. So you understand that you shouldn't do that anymore. Yes, you shouldn't hold your hand there. But if you allow that pain and negative attitude to dominate your thoughts and then start thinking from that and stay in that space, it is not good for you. It is distracting. The first, it is harmful for yourself, the same as you would keep your hand on the hot stove. It is literally what you're doing to yourself. You just you damage yourself, yeah, because we know that negative thoughts, negative emotions, negative feelings, they will cause your body also to not function in the proper way. So it is okay to have negative thoughts just for a second, but then we have to shift them and we have to see what is good in this situation. Because in every situation there is something good. There is always equivalent of negative in positive or positive in negative. So it's again depends on you where you will look, yeah, who you will feed, which wolf you will feed, wolf which is positive or wolf which is negative.
2 questions to create really great wealth. You have to know where you are first. What's your current results and where you want to go? And then it seems like it's easy. Oh, that's it. I'm here. I want to go. This is my goal. It seems it's easy. Most of the people, they're stuck with the results because of their attitude. Attitude is holding them back. And there's lots of definitions for attitude, but I want to share one quote for William James. He said, human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitudes of their mind. Just imagine. I want everyone who's listening to us to rate his life, his happiness in his life, because all we're looking for, health, happiness, and wealth. Just rate it out of 10. 1 is very low, 10 is very good. And see where is the things that is missing. Where's the things that you have issues with? And start shifting from there, because today we'll dive very deep how to change the attitude for any perspective, for any aspect in your life. But you have to define that. You have to say, oh, this is the problem. I found it. You cannot say, I have to make a shift in all my attitude. It cannot. You have to define that aspect. And every 90 days, maybe every 60 days. Now, some people in 21 days, they could make a shift in one prospect in their lives. Once you define that, and start with the things that will get you very near to your goals, because it will make a shift and pull everything together up. It's same as like a standard, push it up. And Elena, I want to share this, the stick person, so everyone will understand what I'm talking about. Because as we said before, the stick person is everyone, is me, you, everyone. Once we understand ourselves, we can understand everyone around us. And the more you study yourself, the more you can understand others. It's a journey. It's not a destination. You'll keep all your life studying yourself. So this is the mind, the big circle, and this is the body. In the big circle, we have the conscious mind up and the subconscious mind down. This is the thinking and the mind, and this is the feeling mind. And what happens here, our senses are connected to the conscious mind. So in the conscious mind, we think, and here we have the thoughts. And whenever any situation around us, those thoughts that we are thinking of, we're sending out like an energy on the conscious level. So we're sending thoughts on the conscious level. Then once we are impressing it through repetition, we're impressing it in the subconscious mind and sending out as a feelings. So we have thoughts in the conscious level, feelings in the subconscious level, and those feelings are altering the vibrations of the body. And those vibrations are making us to make an action, pushing us to make an action. And for any action, and this is by law, is creating opposite and equal reaction from the universe or the surrounding physical world around us. And that's how this action reaction is creating the environment, the conditions, and the circumstances. So here, the attitude definition comes is it's all the energy that you are sending out from thoughts, feelings, and action. All this, it's like a composite, it's like a cake created to define our attitude. As you said, Earl Nightingale said it's the magic word, and really it is the magic word. And everything that we're working on, it's on the vibration. We work on the vibrations because this is the primary law in this world. So you have to be aware of the thoughts that you're thinking of. That's why I said attitude starts with thinking. That's why I said you must start to think. Do not let the autopilot take you to wherever they want, whatever the things, bad things, to look to the things and the bad way. That's why you have to be in control. Until you make a new program in your mind, then you can let it go.
And some people may listen now and say, what you mean to think? I think, yes. People think that they think, but it is not true because as Napoleon Hill told in his book, Outwitting the Devil, he said that there is statistic. Only 2% of people think, 3% of people think that they think, and 95% of people would rather die than think. So thinking is not the same as mental activity. Mental activity are programs which are on autopilot, and that is how reaction happens. Because when something happens outside of you, you react even faster than you will think. Yes, that is why people react, and then they can think, oh, why I said that? I didn't even want to say that. Yes, and then they can regret, because thinking is very different. And thinking, it is when you consciously consciously form those thoughts, and instead of reacting, you respond based on thinking and having right attitude and thinking how this situation or how I can respond that will be aligned with my personality, with my identity, and also with my goals. Yes, so you will not just react and make the situations even worse.
I would say that to everyone who's listening to us or watching us, that don't worry about the thinking mental, because the reasoning is what makes us thinking, and it's in the conscious mind. And we have one episode, it's about the 6 mental faculties, and we'll go very deep into that. But today we're talking about the attitude. And one thing also I want to add, that this flow of energy that's flowing to us continuously, okay, and we're grabbing on this information through the 5 senses. There is another faculty here. It's called the will, and it's the ability to choose where to take this power or this energy. Would be it's a positive or a negative, a knowledge or an ignorance about the thing. Is it scarcity mindset or abundance mindset? So you have to ask yourself, because here's the responsibility, and responsibility is the key to freedom. It's your choice. That's why everything starts from inside. That's why attitude is the reflection of the person, reflection of the inside. So what's going on the inside shows on the outside. So ask yourself about the environment around of you. Is it the thing that you are looking to be around? Ask about the relationships. Ask about the business that you are in. Or even if you're in the career world, just ask, is this the career that I would love to continue my life with? Those questions will define lots of things and make a shift when change in your life. And start asking and thinking about the thoughts that you're thinking of. So if you're thinking of something, like think of a third party thinking of the thoughts that you're thinking of. Are you thinking? What are the feelings that you are on? Are those the emotions or the feelings? Are this is what you're looking to be at? Are they aligned with their goal, with your goal? About the actions that you are taking, because it's all about that. It's the whole result of the thoughts, feelings, and actions. It's all together. Am I taking the necessary action that pushes me and propels me toward my goal?
Yes, and everything has price. So if you think about this from the point of price, that everything has price and there is nothing for nothing. And when you set up a big goal, really big, huge goal, which we discussed in previous lessons, now there is the price, what you are willing to pay for it. And attitude is the price. Yes, because this is how you have to start working on yourself and give the meaning to things. And automatically, how you habitually did this before, it will not work anymore, because everything what you did before, how you were giving meaning to things, how you were thinking about yourself before, it brought you to results which you have now. And your goal is so big. That's why we have to create new habits and the way of thinking different. Yes. And when you start thinking different, this is how you will feel different. And as Ahmed said before about the frequency, everything what we do now and did before kept us in channel of frequency. It's like channel, like let's say AM. And our goal is in FM. So we cannot be in AM channel and hear what is at FM. We have to flip the frequency. Yes, so the same is happening when we change our attitude, because we don't allow ourselves to be in negative state anymore, because it is the price. Yes, if we stay in negative energy, we will not achieve our goals, because we will be dropped to different channel. And our goals is at the high channel where we have to grow. That's why we cannot afford to be negative more than 1 second. If you notice that you're negative, thinking something negative more than 1 second, know that it is not you, it is your judge, it is a program. This is how you were conditioned to think, and you can change. You can change, and when you start observe your emotions, which come from thoughts, and then you stop thinking negative, and you can, by using a wheel, which Ahmed also shared, that we will speak more later, more deep. By using a wheel, you can focus your thoughts on celebrating something. 10 seconds, you can celebrate. Remember when you were in such a great mood and celebrate, and then say, oh, I caught my judge. It is not dominating me anymore. I decide how I will give this situation or that person meaning. And when you start doing this, you will see that situations will change. When you change the meaning, people will change, and you will say, oh, the same people, but now they're different. How it happened? Because you became different, and you will start seeing the world through different lenses. It is like if you wear green glasses, you will see everything green. Then you change glasses, it is pink. You will start seeing everything pink. You can start doing this exercise and let us know how you will see your world.
As you said, that we have to pay the price. And that's why only 2 to 3%, they are the most successful people in this world. They have this great attitude. And that's why I said the beginning is start thinking, because the thoughts that you're thinking of will create the feelings, and the feelings will create the action. And this is how we create our results. So the starting point is with thinking. Now, everyone would ask me, okay, I want to make a shift in my attitude. Where should I start? As I said, first thing, get a pen and paper and start describing your attitude, how you want to be, how you want to present to this world. And just be authentic, be yourself. Don't be fake. And see where are the gaps that you want to make shifts, and use emotional words. Don't use like any words. You must use emotional statements, because only the emotions will enter the ideas with emotions will be internalized to the subconscious mind. And through repetition, you start describing and reading your attitude every day, because this is the only way. You've been on this attitude wherever you are right now based on what you've been programmed in the past, as Elena said that. So now we have to create a future you, build a new model. The new model, you have to make a description of that new model, that new attitude, that world-class attitude that you want to come up with. Using powerful emotional statements and describing every single thing, every single situation, or even your goal. And from that point, this is how we will start doing things in a certain way. And then since people will ask me, what do you mean by certain way? This certain way is once you show up with a great attitude, you will have much different results. Because once you start thinking in a different way, this is the certain way. The certain way is by law of the mind, and by the laws of I call it the God's laws. We could talk about the law of vibration. We talk about the law of polarity, and we talk about the law of cause and effect. All those laws, once you are in harmony, this is the certain way that we are talking about. And this is how you should present yourself in this world. But the highest level of freedom is to be yourself. Don't pretend to be someone else. Don't fall into that, because success is not a secret. Success is not a secret. And successful people, they form habits. They do things that failures don't like to do. They don't like to write the description of their habits, of their new attitude. They don't want to do it. That's why they are still failures. And successful people have to do the work. They have to pay the price. Success comes down to three things. You have to decide, what do you want? You have to define what you have to pay in return. And the third thing, you have to be willing to pay that cost, whether it's repetition, hiring a mentor, going out of your comfort zone, discipline, decisions. It depends on you. You have to decide, pay the price, and be willing to pay it.
Yes, and it should be in the description of your new identity, which we discussed in our previous lesson, week 4. So it is time to go through the description and add new perception about your attitude. Yes, so write again your identity, your self-image, describe who you are, and add this section there. I'm the person who accepts this, and who does this, and I'm person who doesn't do or doesn't accept that. Yes, so describe how your attitude will be from today. Yes, how you will be choosing how to think, how to feel, how to act, how you will let people go who don't support you and are not aligned with your goals. You don't need to be negative or critical towards them. You just let them go, just accept the way how they are, and say them goodbye, or if there are relatives, not maybe always, you can just say goodbye. Yeah, so you
Yes.
can minimize their presence in your life, and just give the right attitude that this is people and everyone choose how they live and how they think. But you cannot let other people to dictate how you should feel and how you should think. You cannot other people dominate or become reason that you are negative, because when you're negative, you cannot grow. You will just go backwards. Yeah, so think about that price and put it as a part of your self-image description.
Exactly. And that's why I want everyone, because this is so critical. If you're being controlled by the outside, or you're making control from inside out, ask, are the thoughts that is controlling myself, or am I controlling my thoughts, or someone outside is controlling my thoughts? My feelings, is anyone from outside controlling my feelings, even my actions? This is one where you start asking those impact questions. Okay, I want you to just observe your results, because our results always tell us the truth, not sometimes, always tell us the truth. And the change starts from inside, not outside. Stop looking outside, stop searching outside for solutions. It will never come from outside. Everything is within us, all the power is within us. But you have to use this power in a good way, in your way, in a certain way, by laws of the mind, and by God's laws. Once you define it, once you make a great description of your attitude, you start reading, and through repetition, because repetition is the mother of all learning, you'll feel the change in 21 days. Make it part of your morning routine. Once you are working on your self-image, you have to be working on your attitude. And this is how you'll see that there will be a huge shift in your vibrations, because everything was working on vibrations. And then, if you remember one of the episodes, we're talking about the goals. You must fuse with your goal. What I mean by that, you have to be on the same vibration. If you have a big goal but you have the wrong attitude, you'll never see the goal. And that's how you fuse with the vibration of your goal. Because you can never, I will repeat it for the 100th time, you will never see the success without a great habit, without, a great attitude. And one of the core values of Asaf Coaching Co. is the attitude, having a bulletproof attitude. Even the team with us, everyone have a great attitude. That's why work in harmony with us.
Yes, and I will also would like address the attitude to these two statements. I can and I can't. Yes, you can say I can and you will be right, and you can say I cannot and you will be right. And you can choose. And when you choose what you want to be right with, that you can see that you will take different actions. If you say I cannot, you just close that door, because you decided that you cannot, and that is why you cannot, because you not even do one step to see if you can. And vice versa, even if the situation shows that you cannot, but you say yourself I can, you will start looking for opportunities. You will start to see how I can, because I said myself I can, so I have to find a way. And your subconscious mind, like that GPS, will start showing you the way. You will see the first step, you will see the second step, and this is how you will do that. And when you look back, you will see, wow, I just made decision, and there was nothing that would say me that I could, but because I made a decision, I believed in myself, and I had the right attitude, I could win, I could do that, and now I am here where I am. So this is very important. You can always observe, like something happen, opportunity comes, and see like immediately what will come to your mind. Maybe immediately will see, that judge or avoider will tell inside you that you cannot, but you take over and decide if it is really something that you want, if it is really something that aligned with your goal, and you know that it is on the way. So you say yourself I can, and figure out later how to do it. Always decide where you are, what you can do now. Don't think about big like road, what you will do on the way. Just make decision right here, right now, with those resources which you are, and make that decision that you can, and it will empower you, and you will see the door will open, and you will find how to do that.
I will close now with one hint that most of my clients, even, they just have this issue is they've listened this lesson and then they forget it. They listen it one time, two times, and then they're not doing the thing. So your results, they're not getting the results because your results is not what you know, it's what you do. So please, everyone who's watching this episode, at least watch it 3 or 4 times. So you can gather all the information, you can handle everything, you can handle the questions, the notes. It's full of information, but it's not enough because the knowledge will take you from A to B, but you have to create through imagination and what are the steps you want to do and start creating and doing it. The main thing is in doing, in action. So I'm asking everyone to take a serious action about their life because you are the only responsible person about your life. Responsibility is the key to freedom. And you don't have any excuses. You start understanding because understanding is the key to freedom. Once you understand, you take control and you have all the power within you to do all the results that you want to have.
Yes, yes, we don't do what we know. We do how we programmed. So don't underestimate the power of habits. And it is totally not enough to listen something or read something once, because your habitual behavior will dominate and you will continue doing how you were programmed. That is why we have to listen again and again, many times. Listen it for 1 week every day, make notes every time. And when you listen, be present and really listen. Not that you listen and do something else, it also will not work. Because this is the way how through repetition you will start getting those ideas impressed in your subconscious mind. And this is how slow your behavior will start change, your attitude will start change, and it takes time. So listen to this many times, make notes, and when you make notes, think what I will focus today, what idea from this I will focus today, what one thing or two things I will implement today. And every day when you listen this episode, you will pick up different things, because every time when you listen, you will listen it already from different level of your awareness. Yeah, because you become more aware and your conscious will open up and you will hear more things. And that is why it is so important to repeat again and again the same video, go through the notes, make the same exercise, write your script again and again, add the part of attitude as a part of your new identity, and then you definitely will see results.
Perfect. And I would repeat what William James said. Human beings can alter their lives by altering their attitude of the mind. Everything is in your hand. Take control of your life and achieve the results and the fulfilling life that you're looking for. Thank you.
Yes, and nobody can alter your attitude for you, but you can. So do
Exactly.
that and see how your life will change.